Hello, I'm Arkayla. Welcome to the channel if you're new here. I am going to do an intuitive card reading today. So I am actually using the first Alana Fairchild Oracle pack that I ever got, and that was the Lightworker Oracle pack. And it's a beautiful pack. I have got 3 cards here. So if you would like to choose your number between 1, 2 and 3, and then just look at the timestamp below and you'll get your reading there. I'll see you there. So group number 1, this is your card. So as you can see, there's quite a bit going on here. And so what's coming through with this card is there is a sense of overcoming something. So it feels like you've been through a really challenging experience, and it's like you're like the phoenix coming out of the ashes. And it's been quite a challenge, like there's been a struggle. And it's like parts of you have been shed. I'm getting a lot around ego. It feels like there's been a lot of work done around the ego, and when I say that, I mean all the parts of you that have felt very attached to looking a certain way or being a certain way or having certain things. Particularly around material attachment or being perceived in a certain way. It's like you've let go of a lot of these mental patterns and are feeling a really big shift in yourself around what's important to you. And it's this, I feel like there's a big sense of relief or achievement, a sense of real achievement, that you have overcome this internal journey, which has been really challenging. And actually, it's really, this process has really made space inside of you for lots of new ideas to come in. Lots of, I feel like a lot of creativity has either started to come through or is going to start coming through, which means that you'll start getting lots of ideas for things that you want to bring into the world, things you want to start birthing. And you may have had these ideas before, but it's as if there's going to be a real sense of momentum behind them now. You're ready. You're ready to breathe life into these desires, these dreams, these visions that you've had. There's a great sense of serenity too coming through, and a real sense of self-belief actually, and what I put my hand to is going to really thrive and succeed. I feel that you've been on this journey of really establishing a strong relationship with yourself, and in the process you've established a lot of self-belief and self-trust, and it's like you're standing on this foundation now, and you're like, okay, cool, I'm ready to do this. I'm ready to step into all the spaces that I've wanted to, but for whatever reason haven't. And now it's all feeling very doable for you, very in your scope. And that doesn't mean that there isn't still a part of you that feels maybe a little anxious or a little doubtful, but these aspects of you are so low key now that, like, with all this work and transformation, this journey you've been on, that it feels really manageable and easy to overcome and to navigate and hold space for. And the way that you're going to move forward is going to be quite different to how you might have done it before. There will be a lot more of a balanced approach, and actually particularly this sense of femininity. There's going to be this sense of, like, you're going to approach it from a place of weaving yourself with it. So I use the word weaving because that's how I translate a certain way of acting when I come to, birthing my work into the world, my work. And I do my work like that, because to me it's not work. It's I really listen to how I feel and what I want to offer and share and what feels ready to be shared. And it's like this kind of approach I feel is going to be your way of doing things. And obviously you're going to put your spin on it. But the real difference is it's not going to come from this place of hustle anymore. It's going to come from this place of gentle self-expression and just a genuine desire to create in a way that feels really fulfilling and nourishing for you. So yeah, it feels really beautiful. Just seeing what else there is here. There's a lot of fire energy. So like this energy of kind of get up and go, and yet it feels balanced. It feels like it has sustenance. So even though it's going to give you the nudge you need to get the process going, or to put things into action you've wanted to for a while, it will be sustainable. Because there's also this gentleness that is really becoming part of who you are. And what's really happening is that this balance of masculine and feminine in you, which you may not have experienced before, is really coming up to the surface, is really making itself present within you. And your guides want you to know that you're very held in this. And so your advice specifically for this week is to just go gently and just don't overwhelm yourself. And try not to get too overexcited. Really approach it from a very balanced place. And just say, like they keep saying, just lay one foot down in front of the other, one step at a time, and allow the journey to unfold. And most importantly, do not feel like you have to have all the answers. Allow the magic to be a part of this. Allow there to be gaps that you're not sure about how they'll get filled, and let the universe fill those gaps. Co-create with the spirit that moves through you. Let there be space for expression of the divine, let there be the expression of stardust that you are to come forth within what you're creating on the earth. Because you're a blend of earth and stardust. And it's the mastery comes from being able to flow with both parts of you. And that part of you comes through your intuition. And if you're constantly making plans, there's no space for intuition. And your intuition is your magic. Your intuition will never let you down. You never hear anyone saying, I listened to my intuition and I ended up in a real hole. It's always the opposite. I listened to my intuition and it worked out amazingly. And so if there's a part of you that always needs to be in control, this is the part that you want to work with and just help your nervous system stay relaxed and create space for this gentle weaving of your intuition and this co-creation of your spirit to come through what you're creating. And you're going to have a really amazing time. So I feel like this week is just the first start of this, and hopefully this context will help you feel a lot more comfortable. If you don't feel like you have a whole game plan, you're not meant to, so that's okay. So just trust the process. That's the key here. Have a wonderful week, and I'll see you soon. Okay, so group number 2. This is your card. And so as you can see, there's a lot of babies on here. Okay, so there's a really big third eye crown chakra activation occurring for you at the moment. And it's like you're going through this birthing process where you are very much still in this kind of chrysalis or womb space. And it's like you're going through this process of recalibration. It may not be that comfortable right now. And that's because you're feeling really tender. And that's understandable because you're going through this really big shift where there's a lot of shedding happening, and and there's a sense of feeling very vulnerable, very fragile. You're this kind of newborn, and I get this sense that you can't really see where you're going at the moment. It feels a bit like you're kind of navel gazing. And you're just kind of on pause, and it doesn't feel that comfortable, and you feel a bit kind of like you're bumping around a bit, but you're not really sure where you're going. And this is going to last for another few months. And so, but what they really want you to know is that this is not time badly spent. Like, you're going through this incredible process of a rebirth. The person that you were and the person you're becoming are two completely different beings. And there's actually this really powerful receiving that's happening. You're getting a lot of fresh energy into your body, and this is a lot for your system to take. And so you might be quite tired, actually. And they're actually recommending that you just, every time that voice comes up in your head that's saying, I should be doing this or I should be doing that and this isn't enough, it's all coming from a place of not enoughness. And actually, what is being cleared here is that sense of I'm not enough. And so it is uncomfortable because that's been a long-held belief deep within your psyche and your subconscious for quite a while. And this doesn't mean necessarily that you haven't been a high achiever in this life so far. In fact, the chances are that you probably have been. And because a lot of us who have felt unworthy have been particularly driven to prove our worthiness. So just trust this process for what's happening at the moment. There feels like there's a lot going on mentally, that there might be a lot of mental confusion or fogginess. And that's actually symptomatic of a lot of fresh energy coming in, and it's kind of stirring up the silt. And so they really just want you to go gently this week and to just trust that there's a lot coming, there's a lot happening. And you might be having weird dreams or visions, and that's because your third eye is being very activated at the moment. And so be open to that. Don't let it scare you in any way, because also if you're seeing things that are, for whatever reason, feeling uncomfortable or fearful, trust that that's also being cleared out. These are all symptomatic of like the rubbish being taken out. However, if you're getting visions and dreams of things that feel really inspiring and good, then tune in with that, listen, lean into it, because that can also be happening. And you might be getting a mix of both. So, be very open to what's happening right now, because there's so much going on up here. Lots of clearing, lots of fresh information, lots of activation. And that's why you're just in this real tender bubble, because it's as if you're baking, you're not ready yet. You're going through this process of reassimilation. So just go gently with it. You're being very well protected by your guides and your ancestors right now. And let me just see what's... And actually, there's a particular higher power around you. I feel like an ascended master of some sort who's really powerfully supporting you and is a big driver for what's happening with your third eye and your crown chakra. And it's because you have very specific work to do. And you're going to be quite a big contributor to humanity in general. And this is going to be through these new ideas and new beliefs that are going to start coming through. So you have a really vital part to play. and this being is around you to support this in happening, and they are the ones kind of overlighting what is going on for you at the moment. So the guidance for this week is go really gently, just be tender with yourself. It's like you're going to be seeing the world through new eyes, and let that be the case. Don't demand too much of yourself. Take it easy, and just trust that what's happening for you is all on the right track. Have a lovely week. Take care, and I'll see you soon. So, group number 3. This is your card. Okay. And so this feels like there's a lot of awakening happening here. So there's a real shift in beliefs, a lot of really heavy beliefs around how you work, and just I feel like there's just this lot of heavy mental energy that is just being blasted open and really transformed. And it's like, I feel like you've been on a long journey of a lot of intellectual challenge. Maybe you've done a lot of work with psychology or like psychotherapy, or you've just been on a really long journey which has involved a lot of thinking, a lot of analyzing, a lot of reflecting, a lot of intellectualism. And this is really shifting for you now. It's like this, you're feeling the weight of this, and it's starting to move, it's starting to change. And there's this sense of relief, but also kind of fatigue that has been created from kind of upholding all these beliefs and ideals that are now kind of being broken apart. And yeah, even though this is a kind of weird experience, what you feel is becoming true for you feels really good. And that truth might not be crystal clear just yet, but it feels like there's this new sense of, oh, I don't need to think this much, or I don't need to worry this much. I can just let go. And this letting go is really becoming very real for you. It's becoming a tangible experience. And the more you let go, the better you feel. And this need for control, actually, which has been quite big for you, is finally easing off. And it feels like you've wanted progress for quite some time, and it feels like progress is being made now. It feels tangible to you. You feel like there's a shift that you've gone through, and you're coming out the other side, and you can see the horizon, and things feel good. I feel like you're just in this space still where you can sometimes drop into that kind of overthinking space, and then you can flip to the kind of all is well, I can trust life space. And so you're kind of oscillating between these two places. But they're saying, just don't worry about anything. There's nothing for you to really do this week. Just keep doing what you're doing, because it's a process that's just is going to take some time. But you're going to end up in this place where things just feel easy, that there's going to be this natural trust in life. And you can just let go and know that in letting go of things, you're going to be looked after. And all this kind of need for control and using intellectual kind of stories, I suppose, to justify certain control behaviors, this is all going now. This is all becoming less important to you. And in its place is this lightness, this sense of ease, which is really new for you, I feel. And they just want you to enjoy the journey and just observe this shift that's happening. You know, be able to step back and see yourself flicking between one and the other, and just gradually help yourself stay in this place of lightness and trust. Yeah, so it feels like you're in a really powerful place. And I wish you all the best for this week, and just stay in a place of gentle witness to what's happening and trust the process. It's all working for you. Have a wonderful week, and I look forward to seeing you soon. Take care. Bye-bye.